60 years ago, on this very spot, not too far from where we're standing, Rosa Parks was defined by a single moment. She stood up by sitting down, and her refusal to get off of a bus or to move from her seat to let a white passenger sit down led to a movement that led to a lawsuit, not only desegregating buses in the city of Montgomery, but also sparking a civil rights movement that really did change America. Historic photos capture Rosa Parks being fingerprinted and booked into a Montgomery City jail after refusing to move from her seat. The act that former President Bill Clinton recounted in 1999 when giving Mrs. Parks a Congressional Gold Medal.
Rosa Parks said, "I didn't get on that bus to get arrested. I got on that bus to go home."
But even then, with her place in history as solid as this marble statue depicting her in Statuary Hall in Congress, Rosa Parks still talked about the work for equality.
This medal is encouragement for all of us to continue until all people have equal rights.
Parks showed a commitment to that principle as a young woman, attending NAACP meetings and working as a secretary for the civil rights movement in Montgomery long before December 1st, 1955, when she refused to get out of her seat. That work perfectly prepared her to be the one to provide the spark that led to a 381-day Montgomery bus boycott. The single courageous act of Rosa Parks ignited protests, which led to meetings.
We're glad to continue to meet with them. But their request was, in effect, that we operate without complying with the state and city laws requiring the separation of those races.
Which led to more protests.
This protest, I might say, did not come about merely because of the Rosa Parks situation. That was just the culmination of a series of tragic events that have occurred on the city bus lines in Montgomery.
Events that all changed when more than a year after Rosa Parks' refusal to give up her seat, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled Montgomery's segregation laws unconstitutional. The Montgomery Improvement Association organized that boycott, and at the time they selected a young leader, Martin Luther King Jr., who you saw in that story. Of course, he would go on to lead the American Civil Rights Movement and indeed change this country. Coming up at 6 o'clock, we will show you how some young people are taking lessons from the past and applying it to equality in 2015.